Hey guys, it's Scott here and welcome to today's video. We are going to be showing you my FUT Champions highlights from the weekend just gone and talking and showing you how we managed to make that jump from gold to elite after this entire year getting gold 1 every single weekend. We finally did it. So, what were the differences that made us get that? Is there anything that you can potentially take from this video and all of our highlights of our games in order to try and improve yourself? I will have a controller cam on the screen for every game that we play so that you can see the inputs that I do for all of my goals and even when I'm conceding to see if I'm making any mistakes. So first things first, before we get into the highlights of all the games, I want to show you the team that we used, how we play it in-game, what subs we make, etc, etc. So, we're going to start off. This is how we begin in a 4-5-1. And we made a couple of upgrades this week for this current weekend league that I did not have in my team before. One, I took out Kevin De Bruyne at the last second and I brought in Eden Hazard so that I could play him as left cam. I brought in Levin Kazawa, foot swap, and the main man himself, Neymar Jr. So, this is how we start in order to get full chemistry on everyone other than Hazard, of course, because he's a left forward at striker. And then in-game, we switch to a 4-2-3-1, and this is how we set up. So Pogba and Kante are our CDMs. We have Neymar as the central cam. This is why I got rid of Kevin De Bruyne for Hazard, because I thought, I need Neymar in the middle. He's too good to waste out wide, and I need him to be on the ball at all times, really, because he's double 5-star. He's by far the best player in my team. He's a top-tier meta player this year that feels like an icon. He's just unreal. So, again, Hazard suited the wing more, which is why I brought him in for KDB. Still got Riyad, who I love, and Aguero up top. But you can just see from Neymar's record right there that even involving rage quits and stuff, the guy is an absolute animal there. So this is what we switched to. I'll quickly show you custom tactics and instructions as well, and then we'll get into the games. But basically, you're going to see, as I say, highlights of every single game that we played as we made the jump from our highest wins this year was 22. This weekend we got elite and you'll see what we finished on. But this is what instructions we use when we change to a 4-2-3-1. Here you go. I will leave those on the screen for just a second and then we'll go into the instructions as well. Here we go. So stay central, getting behind. We've got stay forward and then these are just set normally. Cut passing lanes, stay back, cover centre. Man mark, stay back, cover centre. And then both the fullbacks are stay back while attacking with overlap as their run type. So that is what we used for this weekend. Hopefully you can learn something from this. And maybe I will learn something back whilst I'm editing this and analysing all of my games. But I hope that you do find it informative. If you think that there is anything missing from this style of video, then let me know. And I can do my best to add this or add your feedback into future episodes or videos of this style. But this is how we made the jump from gold to elite. Let's get into it. So here we go, game 1, first one of the entire weekend, record of 0-0. This is how we begin against an okay team, but we get the first goal of the weekend in our favour. That's exactly what we want to see. We want to have a strong start where we can just get a couple of wins on the board and just make sure that we begin in the right way. Neymar, on his debut in the weekend league, gets a goal and an assist. Not too shabby, I would say. So 1-0, very, very easy. How Aguero did not score this, I don't know. But this is the tale of how we went from gold to elite this weekend. And you're going to see each and every goal in the weekend league that got us to that position. So this is game 2. Riyad, honestly, him, Hazard, and Neymar as my 3 behind Aguero is so incredibly fun to use. Now, that was 2-0. Then we come up against Prime Trezeguet and a guy that's playing 5 at the back. He goes 1-0 up here. Trezeguet with a header at the back post. Not a bad cross. He was always going to score that, right? But this was a very, very odd game. Now, I assume it is because I haven't really played against 5 at the back that much on this FIFA. But this threw me massively. And there were times in this game, well, actually, throughout pretty much the entire game, I mean, that let's not talk about that. But there were times in this game where my team just felt like they were all over the place. And I don't know if it was because he was using 5 at the back. And so my positioning of my players just was, they were getting dragged out of position because he had those wing backs or not. But that was our first loss of the weekend. And honestly, it was one of those where I didn't feel too upset. It wasn't one of those stupid, like, oh my god, he got very, very lucky, he didn't deserve to win. His team just threw me completely. So fair play, but the Trezeguet hat-trick was the winner in that one. So we obviously wanted to bounce straight back. Like, if this was the weekend where we were finally going to get elite, then we needed to just stay strong. Even though we've lost a game, as I say, bounce back and see how easily we can potentially get back to winning ways, just get some wins on the board, get our record to a good start and a kind of ratio that we feel is really going to help us out. So this game was hopefully going to be our redemption, and you can see by the scoreline right now, I mean, yeah, it was a pretty easy game to follow the loss. So those are exactly what you want. As soon as you get a loss in FUT Champs, and look at those time finesses, man, are just ridiculous. By the way, I hope that the control at the bottom potentially helps people in understanding how I score some of my goals. As I said in the intro, if you have anything that you think I should add to my overlays or anything when I'm playing FUT Champs and in these videos, then let me know and I will do my best to include that for the next, I guess, episode of this. But, I mean, pretty much all you're going to see is time finesses in this weekend league. But yeah, I was going to say, what you want after you lose a game is just a really, really easy win. Now, whether that is absolutely demolishing someone, whether it is getting a rage quit, doesn't matter. You just want that winning feeling back in your head, because otherwise you're just going to feel a little bit down, you're getting a load of like negativity getting thrown towards you, and you're just feeling like, oh man, I'm playing crap right now, and your mentality is just going to be all wrong. So if you get that quick win, or if you can just sort of ignore the loss that you've just taken, like we tried to do, then you can get back to winning ways and start feeling in the way that you need to in order to win games. By the way, that was a nice little comeback there. 3-2 after a 2-0 deficit was not too shabby. But I think the main thing that is key in FUT Champs that a lot of people always ask me, like, how would you help out people that are new to FUT Champs? Like, what tips would you give? And my main one is always, as hard as it may sound, just keep your head, okay? If you can manage to play FUT Champs without getting too annoyed, obviously we're all going to get frustrated. Like, if we concede a stupid goal, like a double rebound or something, it's going to be annoying. However, if you can lose a game, by the way, one of the goals of the weekend right there, that was absolutely sick. That little chipped through ball by Neymar was unreal. But if you can keep that mentality of, okay, we've taken a loss, but let's just play our best FIFA in the next game, try and get back on it, as Neymar scores yet again. I'm telling you, he was unreal this weekend. He's probably the only reason why I got elite. But having that mental fortitude of just being able to get straight back into it and bang, okay, we lost a game, maybe we conceded a worldy goal, doesn't matter, we're winning this one, here we go, no matter what you come up against or who you come up against. Now, one thing I would also say is, in the last week or two, I have really started getting better at first time finesses, and a lot of the goals that you'll see in this weekend are that. I mean, there's one right there, perfect timing, and I don't mean the shot. It's just so damn good. In the past, you would see me score goals like that more often than not, where I would take a touch, I would get my player into a really good position where I think, oh, okay, now they can finesse it. Whereas in reality, I mean, look at that. The keeper didn't even move. Neymar just bangs it top corner. If you do a first time finish, then even if they are moving their keeper, I mean, that's just outrageous by Neymar. Even if they're moving their keeper, if you do it first time, they've got way less of a chance of reacting quick enough in order to stop it. Whereas if you take a touch like that, I mean, Neymar's unreal, so it goes top corner again, but he would have had an opportunity to potentially save that, and we concede a very unlucky goal from Ronaldo there. And this was a very frustrating game, I'm not going to lie to you. We scored some really nice goals, and it was just against Ronaldo, so it was just frustrating. However, in extra time, we did manage to get the win in that one. Aguero backing up the Neymar hat-trick was pretty nice. So, first time finesses are the key to scoring goals against people that don't suspect it. I mean, for example, look at that. That guy sums up why moving your keeper can be difficult. And it's one of those things where, I mean, even though we lost this game, doesn't matter, right? This guy moved his keeper and he kept predicting things. So, sometimes, if they're not moving their keeper early, you need to do first-time shots, because then that doesn't give them the chance to move them. However, if they are really, really obsessed with using that right stick, getting their keeper to move all over the place, occasionally, like that previous opponent, even though I lost, because I didn't take advantage enough when I really should have done, and I think I noticed too late in the game that he was moving his keeper in that way for me to take advantage. But if they are moving them a lot, then if you take that extra touch, so instead of going for that finesse, you then do a fake shot left and then you just bang it into the other corner, you will score so many goals against people that are not really, really good at moving their keeper by doing that kind of thing. But you'll see that even though a lot of people are getting to the point where they move their keeper a lot, we are still just scoring finesse after finesse after finesse, and Riyad's got the finesse shot trait, Hazard's got the finesse shot trait. I don't know if Aguero or Neymar do, but their finishing is just so damn good that it doesn't even matter. Neymar is genuinely a game changer, and this weekend is the one that has made me fully realise. Like, I had it in my head before, if you've got one of those god tier players, an icon, a Neymar, Ronaldo, etc., they're going to make the difference for you, and you are genuinely going to feel like your team as a whole is better purely because of that one player. And whilst I had that in my head, I didn't really know if it was the case in FUT Champs, but my days, yes it was. Neymar made such a difference, as we concede a really jammy deflection there. But here he is again, like, he's just so good. He's got double 5-star. His first time shots are ridiculous. His just his normal shooting is great. His dribbling is unreal. Again, having the double 5-star is crazy. But just look at him. Look at him absolutely destroy this guy, and then he bangs it top corner. He is the best player that I have used outside of the draft. Let's ignore this goal. He's the best player I've used outside of the draft this year by a long shot. And I don't want to be selling him anytime soon, because he has just been a big difference. Now, one thing that I noticed this weekend, I don't know if any of you agree, as with all of these kind of things, it gives us a chance to just talk about the game and things like that. So I would like to hear your opinion, because there was a patch that came out, by the way, Riyadh, again, mad. There was a patch that came out a couple of days before this Weekend League that was supposed to fix connections and connectivity issues in-game. Now, we played quite a few Div Rival games before the Weekend League to test it out, and genuinely, I didn't notice anything at all. However, this Weekend League, this FUT Champions weekend, was possibly the best set of games in terms of connection that I have had all year. Now, if you combine that with the fact that I think I played good FIFA and I got Neymar, bring those three things together, and that is how we managed to get elite. Now, hopefully this is not a one-off. By the way, this is another guy that moved his keeper right there and just made a mistake. Thought that I was going for the far post finesse. And sometimes you do, but sometimes you don't. You take that extra touch and you just throw them off. But, for example, even if I'd played well and brought in Neymar, if the connections were terrible, then maybe I wouldn't have got elite this weekend, right? But, genuinely, I hope it was not a one-off. And I hope that this patch has actually done what it feels like it has done. Because I mean, you can even see it in the gameplay. You're not seeing stutters, you're not seeing lag spikes, whereas in these previous videos that I've done where I've been reviewing my Weekend League games, even in these 10-second clips where you're seeing the goals, you will see lag, right? But I just didn't have it this weekend, and genuinely, again, I think that is one of the big reasons why I played well, because Neymar feels incredible, however Neymar in lag does not feel incredible, because you cannot take advantage of someone's incredible dribbling and skills and stuff like that in a laggy game. Whereas good connection, we can do these kind of things. I mean, that was jammy as hell. But I'm slightly impressed at the patch. Now, as I say, I could have just got very lucky, and maybe I had a full set of 30 games where the connections were good, and somehow that all came together in one weekend. It's unlikely, but it is a possibility. But I would like to praise EA and hopefully say that, you know what, for once your patch has worked. Riyadh, by the way. La Croqueta, #1 skill move in the game. People always ask me, like, what are the things that you need to do in order to get a little bit better? La Croqueta, if you are not using it, you are making a massive error. That and the heel to heel, which you saw right there, I think are the two most effective skill moves in FIFA this year, as Riyadh gets us another winner. The guy is really good, and speaking of him, we come up against a red version of him right here. So our record at this point is mad, and normally I play all, if not most, of my games on stream. However, you can see that these games right here are not on stream. I was on a bit of a roll, as you can tell by the record. We're like 20-2 at this point, I think, is what we're currently sat at. And I didn't want to stop playing. I mean, why would I? I was playing good FIFA. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that, no matter how well you're playing. But I was playing really, really well, and I felt like everything was going good. I was making good decisions. I was getting my time finishes well, and genuinely just playing good. Now, this was odd. This was very odd. This is what got me to 22-2. I'm not sure what this guy was doing. Maybe he had finished his weekend league, right? And so he was gifting people the last 2 games or whatever he had left. But this guy gifted us a win. I mean, I'm not going to complain, but it was just very, very odd. So I then started up my stream 1 win away from Elite after not hitting it all year. And, well, as you can see by the gameplay, we actually managed to get it. It was pretty damn good. But there we go. That was slightly anticlimactic, to be honest. But hey, Elite, everybody. We've done it for the first time this year. Neymar with both the goals. Shock. The guy is too good. I mean, his first goal was pretty jammy, but we'll ignore that. Let's get the confirmation on the screen, shall we? Oh, there it is. Finally. Elite 3. So I then had a couple more games obviously left. Could we push it any further? Could we potentially get Elite 2? Could we even get potentially Elite 1? So we wanted to continue and see how well we could do. And started off okay. Went 1-0 up in this game. The cheeky little Riyadh goal. However, Ronaldo, Mbappe combo. Yeah, not something that you really want to play against. Ronaldo, Neymar, Mbappe. Yeah, even worse. So, unfortunately, straight after we get Elite, we suffer. I mean, this was ridiculous. It was one of those games where the scoreline does not reflect this game at all. He wasn't bad. No chance in hell was he bad. However, I mean, we just gave up at this point. This was an even game. Would you believe it? I mean, the stats show it right there. It was crazy. But pretty much everything this guy hit went in. I mean, he did have 3 top-tier meta players in Ronaldo, Neymar and Mbappe, but it was a frustrating loss. However, we couldn't be annoyed because we were already on Elite, right? So that put us to 23-3. Neymar steps up right here, bang. I honestly, I love this card so much. I mean, Riyadh brought fun to the team, but my days. Neymar has just multiplied that by 5 or whatever. And it's just so much fun playing with those two together. By the way, sick goal right there. I cannot have any complaints at that. No idea what he was doing here. but we're going to take it. Hazard bangs one. He sort of took a slightly back seat with Neymar and Riyad in this weekend league. As I score I concede, one of the most ridiculous first-time finesse shots you're going to see this year. But Hazard was still damn good. And I made the decision very, very late on, before the weekend league started, to get rid of De Bruyne and bring in Hazard. And I do not regret it at all, because it meant that Neymar could be put in the middle, and my days. He ran the show there. Unfortunately, we take a loss right there, which means that it is not possible for me to get Elite 1. But hey, my previous record before this weekend was 22 wins. I can't be annoyed on being on 24, let alone not getting Elite 1. And then we go 1-0 up in this game. And Hazard decides, you know what, let me smash them, and then lay it into Aguero, who can put it bottom corner. 25 wins. That is Elite 2, everybody. From Gold 1 every single week to Elite 2. But you can see with some of the goals that I was scoring, I think I played good FIFA this weekend. And that corner really annoyed me, because that is the one time I think I didn't move Thibaut the entire weekend. But I played some nice FIFA, I scored some really good goals, I feel like I defended quite well, I'm getting much better at first time finessing. If I can get decent at moving my keeper as well, I feel like I could potentially push getting Elite consistently. But that means that tonight, you will probably have already seen my Elite rewards. So, hey, the video of it will come out tomorrow, but here is my reaction to getting my first Elite 2 of the year. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and here you go. Oh my goodness. That is by far the best that we've done in Foot Champs this year. Previously, somehow, I don't know how, I had not managed to get Elite. Now, we jump all the way up to 26 and 4.